Welcome back to the Engineer World channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the STRATOS Pro gel blaster that was just released. And this is like the giant big Gatling brother of the Pulsar Pro. And it actually says here that the 1200 round magazine works with the Pulsar Pro. So that's going to be awesome. Another cool feature about the STRATOS Pro blaster is that it's compatible with glow-in-the-dark gel balls, and it has a magazine with UV LEDs in it to light up those gel balls before they get shot out. So this is going to be an awesome gel blaster to use at night. So let's take a look at what's in the box. This is the instruction manual. I'm just going to show you this quickly so you can refer to this if you need to. The most important aspects to pay attention to that causes a lot of trouble with people is that you need to grow your gels for at least 4 hours fully submerged in water to grow large enough to be able to shoot out. If you don't grow them for long enough, then they'll be too small. They're not going to shoot as far. They're just going to drop out of the barrel. If after 4 hours of growing the gel balls, they're still having that trouble, they're still not shooting well, then you may have hard water, which means that it has a lot of minerals in it, and it's creating an imbalance in the growing of the gel balls, and gel balls are never growing large enough. So in that case, you're going to need to buy some distilled water or purified water to grow your gel balls in, such that they can grow large enough to shoot properly. Just like the Kratos that I unboxed, the packaging in here is different now. They've removed that big plastic insert, probably to be more environmentally friendly, and they now have just these like little stretchy ties in here. And these stretchy ties probably need to be cut. They can be pulled out if you're stronger than me, but it's not easy to just pull them out without cutting them. So, especially here on the blaster, it feels like you're going to break something. And don't throw this out. This is where all the gel balls and charger are and foldable funnel. So this is everything that the STRATOS Pro gel blaster comes with. We have the main body of the blaster. There's the forward handle. We have the magazine, which is a 1200 round magazine with UV LEDs in here. The battery pack, the charger, this funnel thing to help you fill the magazine, this hydration pouch which holds 500 gel beads, and glow gel balls. So let's take a look at everything individually. This is a 1200 round magazine. The opening is up here, so this makes it pretty easy to fill and empty. This is honestly kind of a weird place for filling it. You probably have to lean it up against something, and how are you gonna fill it all the way up to the top if you can't like kind of fill it from the side? Would have been better for it to be like on the top here, where you can stand it up and just fill it from the top. That's kind of weird. However, for emptying it afterwards, this will be really good, a useful place. The slide on here is quite nice, just like the Kratos. It doesn't rack and twist and jam up in there when you're trying to slide it, so it's going to be really easy to do that and empty out the remaining gel balls when you're done playing. If you didn't run out, this is a huge magazine. So inside here at the top of the feed tube are 4 UV LEDs, and these are going to light up the glow gel balls right before they enter the barrel and shoot out. The battery is a 7.4 volt, 1800 milliamp hour battery. It has an XT30 charging connector. This is common amongst all of the HydroStrike and Gel Zone gel blasters. This is a nice battery with a really nice connector, much better connector, high current connector than what other gel blasters use. This charger is pretty generic. It's a USB input charger with a 3-pin output to charge this 2S battery. It has a 7.4 volt, 1000 milliamp hour output, which for a 1800 milliamp hour battery, that means that it should charge the battery in about 1.8 hours, so under 2 hours. However, realistically, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 hours to charge the battery. This funnel starts off flat. Looks like you fold it up into shape. You have a little handle. So then you have a funnel that's going to help you load the hopper in here. Again, kind of a weird angle. You'd have to like sit up like this, try to hold it in place while you're filling it. Not sure about this. I like the Splatrball's version with the door here, where you just lay it down and you fill it up from here, so then it's not a problem. This is a little bit tricky. See, in the instruction manual, they show the magazine on its side with a funnel, so just like this. But what happens when you fill that up? It's only ever going to fill to this line right here, so like half. You really need to tilt the magazine upwards for it to fill all the way to the top. So I don't think they thought this through. They use the same design for the top door latch as they did for the regular magazine, which works for that, but doesn't really work well for this. If they want to leave the door here, what they should include is a funnel with a 45 or 90 degree angle so you can fill it from up here. These are the same goggles that came with the Pulsar Pro. Exactly the same thing. These things are the worst. I don't know what they expect these to fit. They're super wide on my face. They leave a big gap near the sides. And I can imagine that someone younger with a smaller face, these are just not going to fit well at all. I highly recommend buying and using the military revision locust goggles. They can be found on Surplus for like 15 bucks. Super cheap, really good goggles. Not a lot to say about these glow-in-the-dark rounds, except that hopefully they were well designed for the magazine-fed blasters, meaning that they don't grow too big and they won't jam up in there. And now we get to the main blaster. This thing is giant, and it has this Gatling feature too. The trigger is interesting because it's got a built-in safety in the trigger, so you have to pull this before you can pull the trigger. So you can't just pull the trigger like that. This front handle slides on here and snaps in place, so you have somewhere to hold it with your other hand. So this is designed to be held with two hands because it's not very well balanced for one hand, although it could be used, but once you put the magazine on, it's going to get pretty front heavy. The magazine with a lot of gels and stuff in it, it's going to get heavy in the front. There's also a handle down here, so you can hold it down here. You don't need the top handle. You can hold it like that, or you can hold it from the top handle. The battery compartment is up here. Put the battery in there. You probably need to charge your battery first before you use it the first time. So this thing is ridiculous. It does have a fire and safety switch. If it's on safety and you pull the trigger, nothing happens. If it's on fire, you still have to pull this bottom part, but as soon as you pull this bottom part, the barrel starts rotating. And then you pull the trigger and it starts shooting. So you're not going to be discreet with this blaster. It's going to make a loud racket, but it is kind of fun. The inner barrel does not extend all the way to the end of this barrel. It only extends about right here. But if you put it side by side with the Kratos or the Pulsar Pro, it's about the same length of barrel as those have. So it should shoot the same as those other blasters. They claim 200 FPS and 10 balls per second with this blaster. So the Gatling feature is not doing anything special. It's not increasing the rate of fire or anything. This is regular blaster guts packaged in a cool Gatling gun style housing. I'm going to be doing some testing later of this blaster. Do some FPS testing, range testing, tear it down, show you what's inside of it, see if it's upgradable. So I'll be posting future videos of those upgrades and teardowns. So thanks for watching and keep an eye out for those videos.